Hi everyone! I've decided to save the best for last and film my makeup for my wedding day base as my final video for 2020. Hope you enjoy! To prep my skin, I start with a combination of Mario Badescu spray and Glossier's Future Dew serum. I then start by color correcting by using the Sephora color correction palette. The green is used for counteracting redness, and I'll be starting with a mix of the yellow and orange to counteract any sallow undertones for my dark circles. As you can see, I smoosh the product onto my ring finger and gently tap it along the under eye area, including the scar just below my brow bone. Next, I identify my redness areas and apply the green color corrector to places like under my nose and any other areas showing redness. I know it looks a little crazy right now, but trust the process. For my foundation, I'm using the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion and applying it with the e.l.f. Studio HD brush and heavily misting with the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray so that it lasts and sets really beautifully. Is this romantic enough for you?
Okay, so I need a decision.
So here I'm just concealing my under eyes. If you want to see a more in-depth tutorial on how I do this, then check out my full face base video where I go into much more detail. So the way you spot conceal is to put plenty in the center and feather out the edges. I also take mine to the waterline to reduce under eye redness. I'll then use a translucent powder and puff to bake everything into place. This increases longevity, smooths, and sets the makeup. I brush up my brows and fill them in while the powder is setting and baking. I then pick up any fluffy old brush, anyone will do, and just swish and delicately brush away all the excess powder. Next up, it's contour. You can choose any contour method you like, and mine's cream, and then you just need to sculpt out the areas that you want to contour. I just want to stress any product is fine at all. It can be cream, it can be powder, it can be just even a darker shade of eyeshadow. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it's about the techniques, like the dirty double chin. You just take the areas where you want to look less plump and add some more shadows. Here I blend out with an angled brush. Now you could use any, you can use a domed brush, you can use a beauty blender, you can use a sponge, but for me this gives me more control and that's how I like to work. And I like to use a bit of nose contouring as well and just work that into my eyes so that my crease is defined through it as well. Speaking of which, let's move on to the eyes. For today's eye look, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Stone Vibes palette, and it's such a gorgeous palette. It has these beautiful shimmery finishes, and the more I'm playing with it, the more I'm liking it. So I simply use my finger, just look at how pigmented that is. And then I begin packing it onto the lids. You could go for a very light finish and a light luster look, or you could really build it up. And since I was going out for our anniversary dinner later, I decided to do exactly that and just kept going and going for a very glowy, shimmery halo eye effect. It's very similar to what I did for my wedding, and as you can see, I absolutely loved that. For the inner third of my eye, I used the matte shade Good Karma so I could diffuse it along into the shimmer. I also then placed this on the outer corner and just got a soft halo effect all throughout. The shimmer shade in the center was Tiger's Eye, but then I go on to join this with Vibes in a moment. I just want you to notice all through the filming of this clip how gorgeous those two colors are mixed together. One is a rich copper sparkle and one I would say is more amethyst, but they just come together so beautifully. Now I just put on mascara here. This is the Smashbox mascara. I can't remember the exact name, but it really separates and defines very well, and it would be fine if you left it just here, but since it was a special occasion, I do go on to put on false lashes quite soon. So after struggling for an inordinate amount of time with the palette, I am now deliberating about the colors that I want to go for and decide to go for the bottom two. I'm going to link the names of all the colors and everything below, by the way, so don't worry about it if you haven't heard something being mentioned in the video, but that is the look of shock on my face when I realized how much pigment is in these blushes. But surprisingly, they diffuse quite well and effortlessly across the cheeks, and it just really builds up a glow rather than clown cheeks, so I don't think you can go too wrong, especially with the lighter colors. I also seemingly apply some on my nose for good luck and continue blending upwards and outwards, and you can see over time how that glow has really come together and me being extremely happy with my results here. Look at that little show off. I'm just setting everything down with powder for the last time now before going on to the final step of lashes. For the lashes here, it's nothing extraordinary or that you haven't seen before. It's simply me using the magnetic eyeliner and having magnets on the lashes just click on. I have found that since switching to this method, I've been using and glamming up with lashes a lot more. Mine were a cheap pack off of Amazon and they've worked fine for me. As you can see, it just clicks into place and it looks really natural and you don't really have to fit around too much with it. This was my date's very passive way of coming over to tell me that I'm running late, but I thought he looked rather fetch, so I decided to show him off a bit, but realized I really gotta go get changed. Ah! These are very nice Swarovski dangler earrings that were given to me at my wedding, and I was waiting for a special occasion to wear them, and I thought, what better than this? And then I dramatically remembered to apply my lipstick. So Iramapu, this is for you because you asked me so many times what I was wearing that day, and I finally did my declutter and figured it out. It's the Stila liquid lipstick in patina, and then I apply that, slightly pat that in with my ring finger, and then on top I apply my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, which is such an iconic shade, and I knew I wanted to wear it on my wedding day, and I loved how it went along with this look as well. With a final sweep of powder, I am very ready for date night. I'm so happy you guys have been so supportive of this journey and in 2020 in general. I don't know how I would have done it without having a project that I personally loved and I put so much passion into, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope the new year is amazing for you, and I can't wait to see you back again in 2021. Lots of love. Bye.